Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here on Voice Africa Radio. It is time for Inspiring Time with Juliet. That is me. Oh, my goodness. Today has been a beautiful day, and it continues to be a wonderful, wonderful day. I want you to join me. We have a wonderful topic, quite interesting. Parenting between two families. What are the challenges? Please get your spouse, your friends, invite, family members, invite, couples, people that that will benefit, from this very topic. Parenting between two families, especially when they are separated. How do you go about it? What are the challenges? Okay, and how do you deal with situations that prove itself as, as if it's tough, difficult to deal with? How do you deal with that? This is what we'll be talking about. And I'm going to need you to participate today. Wonderful. Okay, so this is Inspiring Time, a time that, we inspire each other. We look at topics that inspire us, topics that have, kind of have some relevance in what we do in our everyday lives. It doesn't matter if you are separated. It doesn't matter if you're divorced. It doesn't matter if you are still married. If you are a single parent, a single mother, a single father, please do join us. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, discussion. Please do participate, comment, and let us know. Parenting between two families when they are separated. I was reading something in the news, recently about a couple that that's been separated for a while, and the wife decided not to allow the children to see their father. Is that right? Should we be doing that? Single mothers, what will be, the reason why we deny the children from seeing their father, or from seeing their mother, or from seeing even their relatives? Some people are so close to their grandmothers and their grandparents, and when those separations do happen, the children, they are the ones that suffer it. They don't see the grandparents anymore. They don't see their father, their mother, or whatever the case may be. What are your experiences? What do you think about it? What are the challenges that you are facing right now? Should you be allowing them to see their father? Should you be allowing them to see their mother? Okay? All right, okay. So I'm going to give you an example. There is this person that I know very well, okay, so I don't want to say the person's name. They have a graduation of one of their daughters, in a couple of weeks' time. And she has been separated from her husband, her ex-husband now for a long time. They haven't seen each other, they haven't spoken. And this graduation is coming up. And in this graduation ceremony, they're going to be meeting each other. What should the father be saying to the mother? Or the mother saying to the father? What should they be saying to each other? Is it going to be awkward? Okay, all right, okay. What should they say? Should they talk to each other at all? Okay, so today is going to be, I'm going to be getting the responses from you. We're going to take a little bit of a break now, in a few minutes. Please join in. I can see that Gus has joined in. Good morning, beautiful. Thank you for joining in, Gus. I'm going to, be throwing it out there. What do you think? Two separated families. The children are involved. Maybe the grandparents are involved. Should they be, still communicating? Should the mother deny the children from seeing their father? Or should the father even deny the mother, the children from seeing their mother? What should be happening? What will could be the problem, could be the problem to the extent where one parent is denied from seeing the children. Like I said, we're going to take a little bit of a break now, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it in much more details. See you in a few minutes. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. I'm sure you didn't hear what I said initially. But, we're talking about the challenges of parenting between two separated couples. And I gave you an example of this, my very friend, that have a graduation of their daughter in 2 weeks' time. And, and she has been, separated from the husband or ex-husband, for a long time now. And they're going to be meeting for the first time for a long while at this graduation ceremony. And my question is, how awkward is it going to be? What should be happening? How should they handle the situation? Should they be laying their dirty laundries in public, or should they just, mind their own business and support the child on that day? And I've got Gus. Gus is saying it shouldn't be awkward, no. For the sake of the children, get along for at least that special day for the child. Yes, I believe so. I do believe that, some parents, should really try and be peaceful on that day, and try and make sure that they get on for that day. But what if a lot has gone on in the past? What if the mother feels that whoever this ex-husband shouldn't be celebrating that day with the child? What if that happens? What if that's the case? What if the father hasn't been involved? What if the father hasn't been in the life of that child, or or in the family circle for a very long time, and all of a sudden he's coming to this graduation? I want to know, what do you think? For me, yes, okay. Let's just say let's play it peacefully. Let's all get along, be at peace at each other for the sake of that child. But you're going to be sitting together, okay, at the graduation ceremony. You're going to be sitting together. And I believe that during the ceremony, you're going to be thinking about what has happened in the years past, the absence of the father, and how you'll be thinking, okay, should he be enjoying this very moment? Remember, as a single mother, you've suffered, you've taken this child to school every day. You've made sure that their school fees have been paid. You've made sure that they have food to eat and everything. And all of a sudden, the father is now enjoying that moment with you and the child. Should that be happening? Is that fair? Is that really fair? I know you're saying support the child. Is that fair to support the child? Forgetting everything. It's not easy to forget everything that has happened in the past. What will actually help you as the mother? What will help you as the mother to forget what has happened in the past? This is what my question is. What will help you? Because in your mind, you want to throw up a tantrum, but you don't want to do it that day. What will help you? How would you handle it? How would you handle your emotions? What would you say? What would you say? So this is what I want to just kind of talk about. Even if you want to say, okay, it's okay, it is okay to sit together. Would you say hello to him? Would you say hello to him? Would you go further to say, okay, how is your job, and how are you getting on, and would you ask all that questions, or would you rather sit so far away from the sitting position? Is probably sit at the back and he sits in the front, or sit in front and he sits at the back, but then you are doing this for the sake of this child. Should you forget? Should you forget what has happened in the past? Thank you, Kehinde Debris. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for Akin Kubi, Laftaf. Thank you for joining us. What do you think? What do you think the mother should do? What do you think should they sit together in the first place? Should they be talking to each other, or should they be okay? Let's just say let them sit together and support the child. But is it easy to forget what has happened in the past? What kind of emotion will be going through your mind during that period of time? And what would you say to the man himself? Thank you, Chizi Ohenebo. Thank you for joining us today. Please, I need you to say something. Say something. Thank you, Dorcas. Yes, Okay, you're still sitting together. The ceremony has started, right? Okay, they've called their people's names, and is they're about to call your daughter's name, whatever class that she has, graduated with, whatever merit or whatever it is, and and you're still thinking about what has happened, how the father wasn't there, present in their life, and you've managed the whole thing with all the difficulties as a single mother. You've managed everything, you've done everything, and all of a sudden, this child has come to this point in their life when they are now graduating. Should you keep quiet? Should you say something? Should you say to him, okay, where have you been all this while? You shouldn't be rejoicing with me. Okay? What would you say? What would you say? The challenges of parenting between separated couples. What are the challenges here? And I'm also looking at people that are going through the same thing at this moment in time. People that are, people that are separated, that are not allowing the children to be seen by the other, the other spouse, and should they be doing that? What are the reasons why you would deny the other parent from seeing their child when you separate? Is that right? Is that wrong? And people might argue and say to you, "Oh, it's wrong to deny a child, a child from seeing their father or their mother, or whatever." What if there are things that are, things that have gone on were deeper than that? What if there are violence involved? What if there are, things that abuse and things that have gone on as well? Should you still be allowed the child to be seen by the other by the other parent? So these are the challenges. Yeah. How would you feel if he comes to the graduation with another woman he is currently with? What would you say? What would happen? In terms of separation between couples, who should take custody of the children? These are the things we'll be, talking about today. Please join in. Let me hear your voice. Let me hear what you have to say. Because I believe that if it doesn't concern you, if it doesn't have anything to do with you, you probably know one or two other people that it kind of is happening in their lives at the moment. So, okay, how would you feel if he comes to the graduation with another woman he is currently with? How would you feel? Okay, for me, it doesn't matter. Okay, it will be an opportunity to probably meet this other person. For me, it will not be so much an issue. Thank you, Mo Yanni, for joining in. Thank you, Oluwatoyin from and Mutiaf Temitoya. Thank you for joining in. Okay, so we're talking about challenges of parenting between two separated couples. Okay, all right. Okay, so there's this graduation coming up in the next few weeks. And the parents were going to meet for a very, for the first time for a very long time. How should they be behaving? How should they act? Should they say to each other, "Oh, hello, hi, how are you? How are you? How, what have you been doing? How is your work?" and things like that? Or should they just keep quiet, not say anything? Okay, so that day is for the child. Okay, I know that day is for the child, but should they really not talk about anything? Should they say something? Should they talk about what has happened in the past or what is happening in the life of the children at the moment? Or talk about what they have done to each other in the past, or argue, or whatever. How should they act? How should they behave? Okay, and for those of you that are separated at the moment as well, with children involved, should they not allow the child to be seen by the other parent? And if that is the case, why? Okay, a lot of people will say, okay, yes, the child must be seen by the other parents because that's how it's supposed to be. That's, it can only be done and is the right thing to do. But what if what have gone on is deeper than that? Okay, would you still allow the child to be seen by the other parents? What if there are violence involved? What if there are abuse and things like that involved? Should you still be able to, allow the child to be seen by the other parents? Thank you, Akin Kobe. Thank you. It says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you too, wherever you are. Thank you so much. Okay, this is a discussion that I want people out there to join in, because this is inspiring time with Juliet. Yes, that I want people to just participate. I want to know your opinions, what you have to say, your experiences out there. Okay, so yes, this graduation coming up in the next few weeks, and this child is, graduating, and the two parents that haven't seen each other, not talked to each other for a long time, are still, coming, are gonna be meeting for the first time in quite a few years. They haven't spoken to each other. A lot has gone on. Should they talk to each other? Should they keep quiet? Should they sit, separately, or should they come together as a family? Some people might say, "Oh, that's that's the right thing to do, to sit together as a family for the sake of the child." What if the woman doesn't want to? Yes, is the mother or father that raised the child should be proud of his or her accomplishment. If we must sit together, he will see the biggest smile on my face. Yes, I know. The biggest smile on my face. What if some people don't want to smile, Gus? Okay? Some people don't want to smile because they're so engrossed in what has happened in the past, or is deeper than that. Yeah? Okay? And Gus went on to say, I did it without his support. The child is graduating, but for me, we graduated. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Gus, for that contribution. And God says, if he brings a new woman, good for him. That's his new family. The child is still his. The child needs his support. That's true. The child still needs a support, even if he's moved on. Yeah, the child needs his support. Okay. All right. So what if the other woman doesn't want to? Has she got the right not to want to join in, or want to talk to him, or want to accept, the new woman in his life? And she doesn't want to move on. What has she got the right to feel that way? This is my question. Has she got the right to feel that way? She can fake the smile, yes. She can fake the support and everything, but deep inside of her, has she got the right not to want him to move on? Has she got the right not to support him, not to allow, even want him to be there in the first place? Okay, we're going to take a little bit of more break now. And when we come back, I'm going to, continue with this discussion and see what you feel and what your comments are on this very topic. Thank you for joining me here on Inspiring Time with Juliet. to Inspiring Time with Juliet here on Voice Africa Radio. We're still talking about challenges of parenting between separated couples, especially those couples that haven't seen each other for a very long time. And I've got quite a few people that are joining in, and thank you for joining us here. So, this graduation is coming, and my question is, how would you feel if he comes to the graduation with another woman he is currently with? For me, it doesn't matter. For me, I will stay in there and just enjoy the time, enjoy the moment. So I've already spoken to my friend. I said, it's going to be a time for you to just enjoy with your daughter, your child, whoever, just concentrate on that graduation. Concentrate on making sure that your child was all well looked after. And she comes to the point where she is graduating. Just enjoy the moment. It doesn't matter if he comes. It doesn't matter if he comes with anyone at all. So what do you think? Okay? This is me. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day is your self-confidence. You feel you are confident enough to accept the new family that he's bringing in. And you can introduce the children and say, okay, these children, this is a new, a new addition to the family, whoever your father is going out with now. So I don't know what you think, people. Do you feel it is okay for the man to come in with another woman on this graduation day, a day that they should be celebrating together with the child? Oluwatoyi says, I think both should come together to make the day happier for the child. It could be hard, but forget the past and what has transpired between you, to at least for that day to support the child. If possible, fake the smile. I like the faking the smile. It looks like a lot of people fake smiles, these days. But I do. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Oluwatoyin. You're so spot on. Just come together on that very day, and support the child. I'm using graduation ceremony as an example. It could be something that you're doing. It could be a birthday party. It could be a ceremony. It could be someone in the family doing a wedding or whatever, and all of a sudden the other person is going to be there. Your other spouse, your ex-husband, ex-wife is going to be there. So this is just using it as an example. So how do you feel if they arrive at that wedding with another woman with them? Okay, how would you deal with it? For me, I don't mind. You can come with a woman. You can come, with whoever. But I am not going to allow it to take away my happiness. My happiness, I will not let anyone take away my happiness, take away my joy for that day. I'm going to come in, enjoy myself, have a good time, and go home. Okay. So what if in times of separation between couples, who should take the custody of the child? Who should be? Naturally, a woman should be taking, the custody of the child. What if it's much more, deeper than that, and it's not a straightforward case? What if, they come to a conclusion where the father should be taking the custody of the children or the child? How would you deal with that? What could be the cause of that happening? How will the court come to that judgment, and conclusion? So I want you to just, join in. Don't allow anyone to steal your joy. That's it. You don't allow anyone to steal your joy. For me, when it comes to custody, I feel that the best parent who is capable of looking after that child or those children should be the one that should have the custody. It doesn't matter how you feel at that time, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what you have seen or what have gone on between you two at that time. What you should be concentrating on is the children that are involved. They have no, they didn't ask to be brought to this life, but they are in the midst of whatever that is going on between you and the husband or the wife. So why should they suffer? So sometimes we have to be wise and use our common sense, and to be also considerate, and make sure that whatever decision we are making at that time, should be for the benefit of those children. So, yes, you can't see eye to eye. Yes, he's done the worst, she's done the worst. There's been a lot of issues between you two, but the children are your children, both of your children. They should still be seen by both parents. Okay, so it says, is it right for separated couples to be stalking each other on social media? I've seen some friends, some ex-husbands and ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriend stalking each other, on social media, trying to figure out what they are doing, following them, finding out what they are doing. Is it right for them to be stalked on social media? That's another issue, between families. So is that right for the ex to be trying to poke in, trying to figure out what you are doing, trying to follow you on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on on Twitter and things like that? Should they be doing that? Should they be doing that? If you're separated, are you separated for good, or should you be still wanting to figure out what the other person is doing? Why would you want to do that? For me, why would you want to know what the other person is doing? If they've gone, they've gone. Okay. If they have left you, or you've left them, or whatever the case may be, that should be the case. Okay. So you don't have to be stalking them. You don't have to be wanting to know what they are doing on social media. Because the more you find out, the more angry and jealous you may be. Okay. And you might want to go back to something that you have rejected, or you don't want to, want to know about, or want something that you didn't work out in the first place. Why would you want to go back to what you have rejected in the first place? Okay. So what's the reason of the stalking? Is that to gather evidence, or is it to know what they are doing, because you're curious? Why are you curious about that? Do you still love them? That kind of a thing. So I would say, if you are separated, or he's now your ex or whatever, for whatever reason, you shouldn't be stalking them. But what are your opinions, viewers, people that are joining me this afternoon? What do you think? Should they still be stalking each other on the social media? Okay, so I am going to look at another issue. Okay, is the issue of the ex-husband who abandoned you and the children for many years, returning back in the lives of the children. Would you accept them back? Okay, would you accept them back? Okay, so I know some people might come through a Christian background, and people that are coming through maybe cultural backgrounds. Would you still take them back? What if you've rejected them for a long time and they've rejected you, and all of a sudden they're walking their way back home again, and they want to be part of your life and part of the children's life? Would you accept them back? Okay, here on Inspiring Time with Juliet, I want to know what you think. I want to know what you feel. Okay, we're going to take another break now, just a few more breaks, and for a few more minutes. And then when we come back, we will look at if your ex who abandoned you and your children for many years returns to you and wants to be part of your life and part of your children's life, would you accept them back? Would you open the doors for them? Would you do that? See you in a few seconds. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. To this inspiring time with me, Juliet. Okay. Um, we're still on this very interesting topic: challenges of parenting between two separated couples. Thank you, Benny Ojumu, for joining in. Thank you, Oyoyinka Rosemary. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Um, Oluwatoyin says, stalking them. We're talking about um, when two people are separated or divorced, or they're no longer together, and one is stalking the other person on social media. Should that be happening? Oluwatoyin says, stalking them will bring unhappiness for sure, and anger, especially when the other person seems not feeling the separation, may be maybe have married or in a new relationship, or you're still single. So where the other person is still single or not married or probably not progressing or whatever it is that you may say, and the other person is now progressing, doing so well, getting married or seeing somebody else, and and you will feel angry. Whoever is talking, the other person will just feel so unhappy, so angry, and want to do something bad to the other person. So we have to be very, very careful. I don't think that should be happening, and I think there is a law against stalking at the moment. So please be careful. If you are separated or divorced, or you've kind of concluded you're not going to be with that person, or that person decide not to go with you anymore, there's no need to be stalking them. There's no need to be wanting to know. I know we have a curious mind, we want to know what the other person is, but it shouldn't go further than that. It shouldn't amount to what they call stalking. God, thank you. God says it depends. If he's looking for a relationship with me, oh yes. If so, it will be difficult due to the years gone by. The trust level may not be there. As for the kids, he can attempt to rebuild a relationship with his children. He and I need to find means to be cordial towards each other. If it is in God's will down the line, and we rekindle a relationship, then be it. As of now, my flesh says no. Thanks. Thanks, Bobby. So true. We're talking about if you've been separated for a long time, and all of a sudden, this man, this woman, start walking their way back into your life again. Should you be accepting them back just like that? Because it's saying it depends if the person is looking for a relationship with the person, with her or not. As for the case, he can attempt to rebuild a relationship with them. But okay, if for now she wanna say no, thanks, Bobby. Just you have your own way and I have my own way, and we try and get to know each other a bit more. To see if it's something that will work out or not. You can't just dabble into that. Okay, so okay. If it is in terms of separation between two couples, who should take the custody of the children? I've already mentioned that maybe a woman should be. But what if the woman is not capable? Maybe she hasn't got the financial means of looking after those children. Okay, maybe she's not mentally stable to look after those children. What should be happening? She might not be financially, capable of looking after those children. She should be getting some maintenance. She should be getting some kind of help from some support, or should those children be taken away from her and be given to somebody else? So those are issues that goes on in families. I don't know what you think. This is why I want you to kind of join me in discussing these issues and tell me what your opinions are. When couples separate, should they be using the children as weapons to fight each other? Should they be? Should they be using the children as weapons to fight each other? This is happening. I've read it in the news. It's going on every day. And also, one of the reasons why this topic is being discussed today is the rate of single parenthood, the rate of separation, of divorce going on, not just in this country, all over the world. And and it's an issue that comes even home within the Afro-Caribbeans, Africans, interracial marriages and things like that. So these are the things that that needs to be discussed, and I feel that this is a forum that we can use to discuss about them as well. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Thank you, Yinko Tamo, for joining in. Okay. How do you feel? How do you feel when the two couples use the children to fight each other? And sometimes it goes to the court, for the court to make the judgment who should be looking after each other, who should be spending the week and the weekends, with who. Should that be happening? Should that be happening in our lives? Should that be happening among Christian homes? Should that be happening in our homes at all? Should it be rampant? What is causing all this separation? What is really, causing all this, not getting along, separation, divorce, that is getting out of hand at the moment? Your opinion. I want to hear from you. What do you have to say? Please, those of you that have joined in, please say something. Just say something. For me, it shouldn't be using the children as a weapon at all. No, it shouldn't be using the children as a weapon at all. Doesn't matter. Just forget about what has gone on between you two. What have been, what's caused the problems in the first place. The children are your children, both of your children. They have the right to be seen by the mother and the father, to spend time with them at all. So you might even find out that by allowing that to happen, you might begin to work things out too. You might begin to forgive the other person, and also you have the time, the opportunity to spend time with these children, and also be part of their life as they're growing up. You've been part of their, growing up, and see how, whatever milestones they're going through, the past, you're part of that. So I don't think you should be using the children as a weapon. Okay? Is it right for separated couple to be stalking each other on social media? That is so funny, because I heard of a person that they've been blocked on Facebook, blocked on Instagram, blocked in everywhere, WhatsApp and everything, and they're still searching the person on LinkedIn. So, and what do you think? Should that be happening? Should that be happening? And also, if your ex who abandoned you come home after many years, how far can he go with you? Would you be able to go out with him together with the children? Should you be doing that? Or should you just allow him to take the children out? Do you trust him with that? Would you open the door for him? Can he come into the house? Would you do that? Okay. And also, how would you feel if your children addresses your ex as in their name? How do you feel? In their first name, okay? Or whoever that you're going with currently addresses them as father, daddy. What do you think? I just want to hear from you. Honestly, today I just want to say, just open, I want to make it open so that everyone can just contribute and say something, and tell me how you feel. Okay, if they call the other person mommy or call the other person daddy, how do you feel? Is that right? For me, I don't think it's right. If I'm just going out with you, and then my children start calling you daddy, I don't think that's right. But some women might find it okay. If that's okay, why? Why do you think that's okay? Okay. So many years, that is a negative. It is not allowed to take me anywhere. As for the kids, we need a court order to allow visitation. Thank you so much, girls. I believe so. Honestly, I do agree with what you're saying. Adebimpe, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the people that are still with us at the moment. Okay. I'm going to take just a few seconds, break again. And when we come back, I will, we'll continue. But do communicate. Just tell us what you think. You must have an opinion. You must know somebody else that knows what is going on. Okay, that's been going through this type of thing before. Okay, thank you. Inspiring Time with me, Juliet, this afternoon here in England. And this is Voice Africa Radio. We've been talking about the challenges of parenting between separated couples. And the first issue we looked at is if you're there's a graduation that is coming, and both of you are going to be at this graduation ceremony, and it's your daughter or your son, is going to be graduating. Should you be cordial to each other? Should you be speaking to each other at all? Or should he or she be celebrating with you? Because at the end of the day, you are the one that's been there, looking after these children until they come to graduation. Should they be talking to you at all? Should you be accepting them? But like my opinion is, yes, let them come and enjoy. And you just put on that smiley face, just put the face smile on. Like my viewers have been saying, put on his fake smile. And the issues that we've been looking at again was, if in times of separation between two couples, who should take the custody of the children? I have kind of said, maybe the best thing to do is to have the mother to take this custody of the children, because naturally that's what happens. But what if, there are issues that are more than that? What if there are mental health issues? Maybe there are crime involved and things like that. Should the woman still be the one taking the custody of the children? So for me, I feel the mother should be the one, because the children, they are much closer to the mother. But if you are a separated father there, that's looking out at the children by your own, and your wife is not there, you are. Let me hear from you as well. Okay. One of the other issues that we looked at is, when couples separate, should they be using the children as a weapon to fight each other? They shouldn't. There's no need for that, because at the end of the day, the children did not ask to be in that situation in the first place. And it should be, their best interest should be the first, should be the first thing in your heart. They should see both parents, the mother and the father, whatever the case may be, and except there are issues like abuse or violence and things like that, that shouldn't allow them to be seen by the other couple. So I would say it can only be cordial for the children to be seen by their parents, both parents. Is it right for separated couples to be stalking each other on the social media? I mean, we've heard of else girlfriends, else boyfriends, befriending the other person's friends, and also going to the same party just to go and see them, and they are becoming friends on their social media, kind of changing their profiles to be able to befriend this person on the social media, so that they can see what they're doing, following them every day, everywhere they are on the social media. Should that be happening? Well, if you've separated from this person, and you've gone your way, he or she's gone their way as well, why should you be stalking them? Why should you be attending the same parties as they are? Why should you be befriending their friends? I don't think that's right. Okay. If your ex who abandoned you and the children for many years returns to be in the life of the children, would you accept them back to be in your life or in the life of the children? If he's in the life of the children, that's fine. But in your life, I would say just be careful. Okay. Take it as days goes by, and be wise, be careful, and try and make the right decision. You don't have to be with the person, but you just have so many things to consider. Okay. And also, one of the things I looked at is, how would you feel if your children addresses your ex-partner or even your new partner as mommy and daddy? Okay, so please, I don't know, I wouldn't allow my children to be addressing my new partner as daddy or whatever it is, but it depends on what the case may be. I think every situation is different. You have to weigh your own situation, weigh your own family, where you're coming from, where you've been, and where you're going, before you can allow the other person to be asking, calling the other couple daddy or mommy and things like that. So as long as they know their biological father and you they know, and they still choose. It's their choice. Choose to call your new partner daddy, then maybe that would be okay. But it's something that we have to be very, very careful so that we're not confusing our children. Okay, so I have come to the end of this program. Thank you for as many that have joined me today. Thank you, Gus. Thank you, Debimpe, Denix, Fabio. Thank you for joining. Thank you for Yinka, Tamo, and all the people that have joined us today. Ibeku, thank you so much for joining me. Muyi, thank you for joining me as well. I'm going to see you next week. We're going to be talking about some other interesting topics, things that pertains to our families, our lives, everyday lives. Okay, here on Inspiring Time with Juliet. Thank you for joining Voice Africa Radio. See you next week.